All right. Hello. So awesome that you're here, Mary Claire. Very exciting.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So we're literally counting down to Audacity 2025, which is our third annual Women's Empowerment Summit virtually. And well, this time actually we're allowing people to link in over Zoom as well, because there is people that are just sort of not familiar with the virtual space. So people have the option of linking in via Zoom or linking in virtually. So yes, either way, this is happening on Friday, the 14th of February. And depending on the time zone, it starts in the morning or in the afternoon. It's a full day program, full pack 9 hours. So really, really
Wow.
exciting. Yeah. And yes, the exciting part is that you're here and you're one of the speakers. Yay! So wonderful. We're so excited to have you. It's your first time. And it was just so beautiful that we got to meet through a person I think we both love very much, Becky, Mama
Yeah.
Tangi. And we've worked with her, and she suggested you, and I know she's worked with you, so it was a beautiful way to connect and network.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. So before we sort of I'll share a little bit about the program and other speakers, but I'd love for you to maybe introduce yourself a little bit and then give us like a sneak peek of what you're talking about on Friday.
Absolutely. So, are you going first or me? Sorry.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, you can go first. You go first.
I was here waiting all politely, being a good little British person in line.
Exactly. No, go for it.
So, my name's Mary Claire. I'm known as the Professional Rebel, and I'm speaking on Friday. I'm not just speaking, I'm bringing my infamous chat show called Bucket Friday. And the chat show has been going since 2019. And basically, what I've been doing for the past, oh goodness, like 6 years, well, longer actually, depending on the origination of the bucket. But for the past 10 years, in fact, I have been collecting people's woes, worries, problems, putting them in a bucket so people can, like, literally put their problems in a bucket, chuck it in the bucket, and move on with their life. And I went in there one day and had a look what people were putting in there, and I thought, we need to talk about this stuff to show that we are not as different as we think. We don't need to suffer on our own. And literally, Bucket Friday, the chat show was born, and I will be rummaging in my bucket live at Audacity on Friday, in the aims of helping your viewers, yeah, feel like they're less alone, feel like there's somebody else talking about the things that keep them up at 3 a.m.
Mm, yeah, I love that. And the idea is that people can still, now leading up to the conference, to the summit, they can still add their buckets to the bucket,
Please do.
or
Yes,
they can do it at the summit as well.
they can do it at the summit. They can find any of the posts that you put up with my
Yeah.
my big smile, or my pink bucket. Just put whatever is,
Yeah.
any worries, frustrations, anything that you, if you could take out of your life, screw it up and slam dunk into the bucket and never have to deal with again. Please, just anything goes. It could be big, small. There's no judgment. You'd be surprised that some things that you think only bother you are, universal, really.
Hmm. Can you share like 2, 3 things that you've seen in the bucket?
Yeah, sure. Well, a lot of people are like, don't know what to do with their life, or they're stuck in jobs and careers that they're not happy with, or they've got, bosses, managers who are making their life a struggle. So that's always a big one. Work's always a big one. Relationships, lack of sort of communication between sort of partners and friends. Family. There's a lot of family in the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. There's a lot, there's a lot of family in the bucket. Yeah, yeah. That's always a big topic. That's a big topic. It's such a loaded one. Yeah.
Yeah. And the great thing is like, because on these sort of like buckets that might only be like one or two like words, And so we don't always know exactly what the person was referring to. But me and my guest, and the guest is going to be Becky from Mama Tangy on Friday, we rummage in the bucket and we talk about our sort of wisdom on that topic, or our experience or insights. And my insights are different to Becky's. Becky's are different to the viewers. But the magic thing about this book, and I think the reason why this show has been going so long, is that whatever comes up and whatever is spoken about is always what somebody needs to hear at that time. It could be me, it could be my guest, it could be a person viewing, but somebody always gets this sort of like magic medicine from the bucket. So it is a magic bucket. It's a big pink portal to the universe.
Exactly. I love that though. That's so true. It just tends to then resonate with whoever is watching, whoever is listening.
Yeah.
And the conversation. Exactly. I love that. Okay. Do you remember how it came about? Your fuck it bucket idea?
So it started, again, I'm not like a big strategic person. Like, I literally follow my intuition, nudges and little crumbs, in one direction. And literally I started an event in 2015 called Unicorn Club, because I realized a lot of adults were, just concentrating on the things that they put in the fuck it bucket, and they weren't making time for creativity. They weren't making time to connect with their inner child. They were wondering why. They were just like, oh, same shit, different day kind of thing. So I decided to start an event called the Unicorn Club, where it was kids parties, but for adults. So adults could come in after work. It was like, after work time, you could come in, leave your grown-up problems at the door in the fuck it bucket, and then come and ride around on space hoppers. We had space hopper jousting, face painting, Play-Doh, plasticine. You could make tiaras and crowns out of tin foil, baking foil. We had a dressing up box, a photo booth. It was just sheer ridiculousness, and it just gave people that chance to go, I'm allowed to have fun. I'm creative.
Yeah. I love that.
And so the bucket was born there. And the Unicorn Club stopped during the pandemic, but we decided to start the chat show a little earlier than the pandemic. And yeah, to be honest, we actually had so many people saying that we got them through the pandemic, because they weren't going out. They had nothing to look forward to apart from on a Friday, me and my partner, because I wasn't able to have guests. I wasn't very good at embracing technology like we are now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't meet with all my guests. So I brought my partner in, and we just ridiculousness for the whole pandemic, and literally people were thanking us for getting them through it.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so it's a chat show, meaning there's usually somebody there that you have a chat with. So it's sort of a back and forth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's interactive as well. So the people who are watching on live, we chat with them. They can contribute their fuck it. So it's a big interactive thing.
It is. And I saw you will be launching this on Friday as well with your community.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to do a double bucket on Friday?
It's so good. I love that. So whoever totally resonates with it, they can find you and maybe jump on it with you in your community. Do you want to say something to that?
Yeah, sure. Please do. So the show season 6 is starting at 7 p.m. GMT.
Okay.
So like about an hour after I've been on with you guys.
Perfect.
And yeah, literally my guest is Matt Thomas, my partner, because everyone sort of loves him. I'm bringing him back on, and we just go live on my Facebook profile, so it's completely public. Anyone can hop in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's so good. I love the timing as well. So whoever sort of falls in love with it at the Audacity Summit can join season 6. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. So you have a double launch on Friday. Oh, that's
I know. Don't do things by half round.
Yeah. And congrats on season 6. That's huge. That's really exciting. So good.
Well, yeah, we took a bit of a break because, you know, I'm open about this. I got burnout in 2022, so a lot of things got put in the bucket for a little bit whilst I looked after myself. So it's been a long time, and I'm so excited to bring it back because the universe was nudging to bring it back, and it was like, yeah, let's do this, people. There's a lot of shit going on in the world. Let's talk about it. And I don't know if you can see, I've even got earrings.
Oh, you're kidding me. You made fucking earrings. Did you find those? Did you make Oh, you found them? Really?
If they're the wrong way round, that way, I don't know what side.
There it is. Yeah. Oh, you're kidding me. That's epic. They were made for you.
The branding is strong here.
Yeah. Oh, so good. I love it. I love it. Okay. I love what you said sort of in the beginning, that you're somebody that sort of flows with, you know, the nudges and sort of your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And I'm always curious, how did you know, you know, when to listen, or how do you still sort of know, you know, like how do you check in and tune in and, you know, okay, yeah, this is it. This is like sort of my inner wisdom. This is where, you know, it's nudging me towards this. Is there a way that you're connecting, or how did you sort of learn to know that intuitive language, you know, of your body, of your soul, sort of?
It just feels, you know, I try not to overthink it. You know, for me, it's just like ooh, let's do this.
Okay. And then it feels good. Like, okay.
Yeah. And some things are microscopic level, and some things are huge. You know, just it feels like I can't keep it in if I don't do it. It feels like going in the wrong direction if I don't express it.
Yeah. I love that. So it's almost like, it's like, I would usually sort of say it keeps knocking, or like it's calling me. So sometimes, you know, I tend to sort of, if it happens with something, I tend to sort of shove it on the side for a little bit, and then it comes again and again. And then I know, okay, I need to listen.
Well, I know, like, for me, sometimes the nudges come from within, but I'm very much like a responding person. So if you know human design, I'm a generator, so I respond to things. So kind of format, that's why I do a chat show rather than a podcast, because just talking at somebody, I'm just like, there's no energy here, but the energy can be big. And for me, responding sometimes is like literally the past few months, like literally just somebody would say, I've come across your Fuck It Bucket show, even though you've not done it for like, you know, 2.5 years.
Yep.
That's like, somebody's paying attention. Then out of the blue, somebody will message me and go, are you the lady with the Fuck It Bucket? Or I was, you know, because I'm a photographer as well, and I was photographing an event and somebody from the event was like, are you the Fuck It Bucket lady? And so it's like, if I'm not getting the nudge myself, it's like the outside world sort of goes, hello.
Yeah. Sort of redirecting again, or sending a little reminder. Yeah.
And I think that's where, like, even a lot of my business ideas come from. You know, I'm very much a people person, and just by speaking to people, whether it's on coaching or photography or anything like that, like, you hear stuff enough and go, I need to do something about this. And then I almost feel like it's like that sort of like being a toddler, you know, they just don't second guess things. They're just, I'm just going to get up and try and get a cookie, or I'm going to get up and start playing with the crayons or something like that. It's like literally just like, oh, of course, you know, and don't let this distract you. It's just like, follow that like urge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and that's where the human design and there's different, you know, type of, well, not personality. What would you call human design? Is sort of I forgot what it's called. It's not a personality typing system. It's more than that. But knowing these things and knowing how you function and where sort of your strength lies, it's very, very helpful. Because like you're saying, instead of, you know, just talking like in a podcast, you then you know that if you're having a conversation and including others and doing a more outgoing kind of approach that, much more of you shows, basically.
And it's important because like I think things like human design or Myers-Briggs or anything like that are really good like stepping stones, but I have come across people who've almost used them as like extra prisons or extra rules for themselves. So I was having a coaching session with somebody once who with like practically the same sort of human design as me, but was using it as an excuse. She was like, oh, I'm a generator, so I can't, I've got to wait to and I was like, I'm exactly the same as you. And so I think knowing these personality limitations, it doesn't mean that you're then bound by them. It just you've got to then think, oh, well, I still want to do that. And you've just got to approach it differently or look for a different. So these things are like stepping stones,
Absolutely,
not boxes to be contained within.
Absolutely, I agree. And it can also sort of paint a picture of what's possible when you sort of free yourself of some of these ego patterns and get more in touch with sort of your virtues. I love it. I think it's beautiful if you use it as stepping stones. There's so much potential there as well.
Yeah But it's the same with, so I recently found out that I'm neurodivergent, and to get to your 40s and go, oh, that's why I'm a bit weird and why everything was a bit hard. But again, it's sort of like going, well, this is like, these are the tools that I'm like, or the toys that I'm operating with. Like, how can I still be the best version of that? Like I've actually become more productive and more consistent, knowing what I'm dealing with, rather than using it as an excuse to go, oh, well, I'm autistic, I can't do that, or I've got ADHD, my room's a mess, oh well. And it's actually made me go, well, you need some like either some extra support, or you need to like focus your energy on that if you want to get past that. And it's strange, after years of like having these peaks and troughs, because I was burning myself out by going past my limits as a neurodivergent person, like having a crash. And now it's like, oh, I know if I carry on doing this, I'm going to have a crash. So I'm going to build in like a bit of extra time after spending time with people, or do, whatever it is that sort of burns your battery, or, burns your candle at both ends.
100%. That's beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Because then all of a sudden you can work with something, and there's different options, and how to better support yourself and work with what you have. I love that.
And it's also not because it's so easy when you don't know things about yourself, as like a collective, we tend to look for our flaws, and we're constantly going, oh, I can't do that, there's something wrong with me. And it's about going, well, okay, maybe this is not where my strength lies. But then it gives you, rather than focusing, oh, poor me, and it brings your vibration and energy down. It's like, well, actually, what is my sort of superpower? What is my strength? And like really focusing on that. And giving that the sort of like water and seeds to flourish. And, don't worry about the stuff that you're not good at. Like either like chuck it in here, or get some bugs flying all over my desk. But you can choose to focus on what you're good at and what skills you can, and I think that just starts at school, really, because you're terrible at maths, so they make you do more maths, whereas they should say, oh, you're fantastic at art or drama or something like that.
Exactly.
Let's encourage you to do more of that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's explore that. Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Was these findings and getting to know yourself and your neurodivergent side, was this part of sort of the journey you took through the burnout? Is that sort of how you found your way to that?
I think I've always been seeking, because I know from even a young age, like I'm talking like 4 or 5 years old, I knew I was different. I was the kid that could see through all the adults' bullshit. So like people would say that they were happy, or they were in relationships, or they were doing things, and I could pick up on their energy that no. but then it's like, Mary Claire, you don't say that. You know, don't say that to people. So I hid my light and my natural skills down and tried to be normal. And what happened is, the further I went from like my truth and trying to fit in and be normal, even though like I did a terrible job of being normal because I was always the quirky one, I went down this path. But I lived with such depression in my youth, and it was another one of those follow the crumbs. So I picked up a camera, which is how I became a photographer. I picked up a camera to help with my memory issues because I've got PTSD, as complex PTSD.
Okay.
I picked up a camera to remind my brain that my life wasn't as bad as my brain was telling me, kind of like a visual gratitude diary, because constantly there was this narrative of everyone hates you, you're not very good, you know, and I was like, my life cannot be as bad as I'm feeling. So I literally picked up a camera. I was like, I'm going to start taking pictures of the good things that I'm doing in my life. And it turns out I was really good at it. So I literally, that became like a complete, just like, oh, we're going this way now. So
yeah. Oh, love that.
So always been like, always feeling not quite belonging. And I think that was it. I was looking for my sense of belonging. I was looking for my kind of people. And I guess I was looking on the outside for the sort of like love and acceptance that I needed to give to myself. Because the minute that I've been giving that to myself, just that sense of peace and aliveness, and not shaming the parts of myself that felt like there was something wrong with them, you know, like, oh, this is a bit wrong. I'll stuff it back in the shadow. I don't want to deal with this. And actually, it was like, come and get a hug, love.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yay, thanks for sharing.
You are welcome. So I could, like, literally could talk about this all the time. Like, literally,
Yes. And this is I think that's very much what, Audacity represents as well. It's finding your voice. It's finding that authentic self. And that sometimes it takes years to find and discover. And once you find it, I think then we all know what it is. It's like that sort of something magic, something that drives you, something that represents you fully. It's like when you allow yourself to take up space and to be bold and authentic, and and I think that's really what Audacity represents as well. And I think that's the beautiful thing at the summit is it's like that one day in a year where there's just so many beautiful women, that are being showcased, be it artists, be it, the speakers, or Lady Light who's DJing, it's just. And then we have Sonia Serena, who's doing a giveaway. She'll be doing a channeling session with a participant for about 20 minutes. Then we have the roundtable by Charoa. So there's just so much beautiful energy that's there and coming together, and different women from all walks of life and different backgrounds. And I think you've shared so beautifully a part of yours. So thank you so much.
Very welcome.
And I'm really, really looking forward. I mean, we all are very much looking forward to your session, the Bucket Friday session.
No, I'm really looking forward to it. And it is so important, because I think, if you don't honor that light or that spirit inside you, that's when you feel, it's important, no matter how hard it is, to go after that, or to feel alive, to go after the things that are important to you.
Exactly. And it's exactly that. It makes you, you feel alive. Like you can just feel that energy.
Yes.
It's so
scary sometimes. Like sometimes like, oh, what the hell are you doing, woman?
True, right? Exactly. Because oftentimes you walk alone, or you're leading the path, it can absolutely be scary and overwhelming at times. And yet there's something that, just you feel connected, and you feel like it's that nudge you were talking about. It keeps telling you you're on the right path. Yeah, exactly.
Like this stupidity or wisdom, I don't know, but I'm going to follow it.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, so good. Yeah, I love it. So good. Awesome. I think is there anything else you wanted to add or cover about Friday's session?
No,
Anything?
just please, whatever is on your mind. Honestly, just it doesn't matter how big or small, how deep or shallow. We really are a really non-judgmental space. Just come, throw in your comments, whether it's on the content on the social media or bring it live. By watching live, you get to see me like scramble. There is nothing prepped or perfect about this show. It's like literally all just like, oh, it's in the moment, and whatever comes out. There's no chance to be polished or perfect.
Yes, I love that. That's what makes it so special, and I think relatable.
Yeah,
That's
and
so
it's a permission slip to, so many people wait till things are right, and it's like, no, you can do it with a broken phone and a messy office and things going wrong, and I think that's kind of what adds to the charm. It's just me running around going, my phone's fallen off my thing, or there's fucks flying everywhere, or one time I couldn't get a guest on, so they were on a mobile phone, somebody else's mobile phone, and duct taped to a microphone. It's like, we are gonna have this guest on, and
exactly.
Any excuse, any excuse can go in there. Just show up and do stuff that's inside your heart.
I love it. So good. Awesome. So people can either comment under this video, they can comment on some of the posts we've made on X and Instagram, YouTube. And if you're there live, then you can obviously comment in the Zoom chat, in the On Cyber chat, and jump into the conversation with you on Friday. Yay. Thank you so much, Mary Claire, for joining us. We're super excited.